Hi everyone, my name is Melissa and this is my home.
Hi, I'm Kai. I'm from Tidplus Design and I'm the design director, and I'm also in charge of this project this time with Melissa.
This is my second home and it is a 4-room condo. We moved because we needed a bigger space, so we are very excited for this new place. So I last worked with Tidplus for my previous home when I wanted a built-in cabinet in my corridor. I found them on Instagram as I was scrolling and I just liked the aesthetics because I thought it was very similar to mine. So after that, I approached them again for this big project. When I first saw my floor plan, I really wanted a very big open space, especially in the living and dining area because that part of my home was the most generous. A theme that I had in mind, I didn't really have a specific theme, but I wanted something very muted and very clean and very modern. We decided to keep the flooring, which is marble, so a touch of like elegance and luxe.
She had a requirement to make it airy and bright, okay, as well as a lot of storage for her children, as well as her walk-in wardrobe.
Yep.
So we worked towards this direction to plan the whole space, including to relocate the dry kitchen, etc. So she needed an office space within the living area, so we decided to sacrifice the balcony and convert it into a dining space, and now we sort of make up a cupboard to segregate the space between the living for her study room as well as some storage that they really need. When we took over the space, we realized there was a big bay window right at the kitchen. She wanted to place a dishwasher, as well as washing machine, and all our plans have to be settled aside, and then we have to replan to see how we could fit all these items into her wet kitchen.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of windows within the wet kitchen, so we couldn't use a lot of wall space to put wall hung cabinets as well. So this part is a challenge.
I'd say the master bathroom. Actually, I can't really decide because a lot of parts are my favorites. But I think I like the master bathroom most because I like to spend a lot of like quiet time by myself, doing skincare, taking a long shower and long bath. So I really like that space. It's perfect because it is quite big and a lot bigger than what I used to have. So I really appreciate the space that I have there. I think for James, he likes the living and the dining area because of how open it is. In his words, he just says it's very nice. So, so I guess he just really likes like how this entire living dining area turned out.
I really like designing the entryway to the wet kitchen, where we actually put some space out for displays.
Yeah. That's also my favorite place.
Yeah.
Another one.
Correct, yeah. And then my second favorite place is really the master bathroom. It has a luxe touch in there, and then because we converted her previous walk-in wardrobe into
So in the original floor plan, the entire walk-in space that was allocated is now part of the master bathroom.
Yeah, so we actually extended it, and then we managed to squeeze in the water closet, the shower area, as well as her standalone bathtub into the space with 2 basins. So I think I'm quite pleased with the finishes as well as the final outcome of how it looks like.
The walk-in closet is definitely my biggest headache, especially when Kai and I were, doing space planning, because I have just so many things and I think no space is big enough like for all my things, but we really managed to maximize whatever we had from like floor to ceiling with all the built-in, and I think it's quite okay, right?
Yeah,
like
and that she's willing to sacrifice a little of the entrance walkway to put her shoes, so I think we actually try to maximize as much as we can.
Yeah, so I have a full area for my shoes, for my bags, for my clothes. Pretty much everything, just that the entrance to it is really small, but we always joke that only like I can enter.
Yeah, and we didn't have false ceiling, so we actually saved some space as well.
Yeah.
We play with textures as well, so I try to keep the color coordinated between the 2 spaces. And then to keep in mind that the master should have a luxe feel to it, and then the common one should be a more general theme.
Yeah.
And then we had some touch of a color like a pale blue or something inside in the tiles, so that it blends better.
Yeah, I think that that toilet, the common toilet, is like the only fun, like the more fun area that you design.
It has more of a modern country vibe.
Yeah.
Because we use tiles, wooden strip tiles to create the bun look. Yeah, so it gets that feel
Yes.
with the
and
black
it matches
strip.
very
Yes.
well with the tiles that we picked.
Yeah.
They actually spend a very long time in the bathtub actually. So they have a mini swimming pool, they have their floats in there, and a lot of bath toys.
Okay, at first we tried to incorporate the fridge into the wet area, because most of the time when you're cooking you use it as well. So because of the space constraint, we decided to bring it out and put it in a dry kitchen. So in the wet kitchen we will maximize with the basic appliances that she needs, and
Yeah.
we try to convert as much cupboards as well and drawers as well for her to store as much as she can, making use of every single wall that we can within the space.
Yes. The kitchen is definitely one of the more challenging areas to design, especially in terms of space planning, because I think the kitchen compared to the rest of the house is a lot smaller, and given that I want to have both a wet and a dry kitchen, I have to kind of split the space between the two of them. But I'm very happy that we did that, because from my previous experience in my first home, where I did not actually have a wet and a dry split, but they were in one area, and an entirely open kitchen didn't really work very well for us, because whenever we cook, the fumes would fill up the entire house. So this time, while separating it with the barn door, I think it's a really good idea, because I can really section out the space, and it really gives me the opportunity to kind of style two different areas as well. And it gives me a lot more tabletop. So like what you mentioned, I really need a lot of space for my water dispenser, my Nespresso machine, my baby bottle washer, so on and so forth. And having more tabletop space is definitely something I need. Halfway through the renovations, when I was just looking at the space, I thought everything was a bit too angular, and then adding like an arch would really give a very soft touch to the space. So I think after the arch was done, even like before all the furnitures and everything came in, I already fell in love with the arch, because it really like kind of separate the living and the dining area, but yet make it feel like one big open space still. I really love working with Tidplus and with Kai especially, because I always believe like communication is very important, and I think Kai really understands my needs. So in terms of like space planning and of like aesthetics, and even from all the simple things like the selection of my wall paint color to my doors to my knobs, I could always approach her for advice and for her thoughts, especially when I'm overwhelmed with like a million decisions. We started our renovations in October, and I think about 6 to 7 months later, everything is finally ready. It took a while because of course like hiccups along the way, and actually even up to this point now, it's not like even 100%. I'm still waiting for some furniture, for my rugs, for my mirrors, for my wall paintings.
Especially in a condo, if you stay in a condo,
Yeah.
because there's shorter working hours that we are allowed to,
Yeah.
as well as
A very strict management
yes,
that only allows noisy works for the first week of each month for my house.
yes. So we have to make sure that our noisy works are actually planned during the first week. So it takes a little longer than usual.
Yeah, and then Chinese New Year happened.
Yeah, and then a
Each
little
festivity, like
material, a little delay, and a little bit lack of workers, and it adds up to that kind of time.
I think.
And Melissa is very accommodating.
Yeah.
So she
I think it's
totally
more like
understands.
expectation. So like at first, right, in my mind I was thinking like, yes, I'm gonna get my house like by Christmas. But after I just like gave up on that thought, then I'm like, okay, just take my time, anything as long as it's done.
Yeah.
So I guess just expectations, because I guess in this time it's just really not possible to get like your house or anything done in like just 1-2 months like it was before. it will be very important to sit down with your designer at the start, like we did, to properly plan out the space. I think the meeting that we had, like way back when James even measured like the length of his tripods and everything to make sure that they could fit, or even our printer would really matter, because at the end, you know, when everything comes in and when everything can really fit in the space like perfectly, like made to measure, then you know, it's a very good feeling.
They should actually they at least know the kind of style that they like, the color scheme, and the kind of space, the room for which child or which family members, and their needs as well should be shared to us.
Yeah.
And the kind of equipment that they would like to have in their house.
Yeah.
So we can help to plan it within the space,
Yeah.
and to also advise them clearly whether it fits or it should not be in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we did was to put together like PowerPoint sheets with mood boards to share with Kai like at the start.
I think mood board is very important because instead of us guessing what kind of theme the client or the house owner actually like, we can better understand immediately, and we can really go straight to working on the space,
Yes.
as well as the final touch and the look. Yeah. If you want to renovate a condominium, so it's good to talk to your MCST on the management, get the renovation form, at least understand their guidelines to when will the noisy works be allowed.
Yeah.
So you could better plan it with your designer.
Yeah.
No matter how beautiful the designer has done up your house, a little styling can help to complete and to give the final look that you really would like to achieve for your house.
Thanks so much, Kai, for working on our home renovation project with us. It was fun and we really love how it looks.
Thank you, Mel, for the chance and the opportunity. We really like how it turns out to be at the end of the day. The styling and everything, I think, works really well.
Yeah,
Thank
super.
you.
100, 100, 100.